It was 2:47 a.m. when the ICU monitor flatlined.
It was 2:47 a.m. when the ICU monitor flatlined. Alone in a wing long since closed to patients, the hum of dead machines gave way to silence, broken only by a cold screech echoing down the hall. A nurse stood motionless, staring at a shadow that shouldn't have been there. Hospitals are meant to cure, to heal. But when lights flicker and death has long visited, some places carry memories no living being wants to revisit. Tonight, you will hear true encounters from haunted hospitals. Accounts so chilling, even the bravest find themselves trembling. Each story is real, each detail verified by witnesses. If you're listening alone, keep your lights on. At Fairview General, an old hospital built in 1922, there exists a locked corridor known among staff as Door 13. It's sealed off. Patients say that past tragedies make the wood bleed memories. A night nurse named Erin was covering overtime. She had read the reports, strange smells, the sound of shoes dragging across linoleum, whispers at the edge of hearing. But she didn't believe until that night. It was past midnight when she heard it. A low, broken whisper. She froze. The hallway was empty. Her flashlight beam danced over peeling wallpaper, over dusty wheelchairs, over silent beds with sheets drawn taut. She moved toward the whisper, her breath visible in the chilled air. The whisper grew. "Help me." It seemed to come from behind door 13. Heart pounding, she tried the handle. It creaked, unlocked. Inside, all was still. No figures, no voices, but the smell of antiseptic, stale air, and something else, like iron and old blood, overwhelmed her. She reached out to touch the door frame. Her fingers pressed against something sticky. Glanced down. She recoiled. There were shallow handprints, red-tinted, fading into the wood grain. Erin ran. She never returned for a night shift again. But sometimes, in dreams, she hears the whisper, "Don't lock me out again." Pause and ask yourself, if you stood before a door sealed off for decades, hearing a voice behind it, would you open it, or would you walk away forever? St. Augustine's radiology wing was decommissioned after a catastrophic equipment fire. They say the damage wasn't just structural. Something intangible died there too. A team of medical students turned amateur ghost hunters decided to document the abandoned wing. Cameras, recorders, EMF meters in hand. Around 3:33 a.m., one of them adjusted a camera in a room that once housed bulky X-ray machines. The light flickered. A radiator hissed, though it hadn't been running for years. Then came a cry, childish, distant, but unmistakable. They followed sound through steel doors, dusty linoleum, past shattered tiles. In one room, they found a single small shoe, stained, half buried under debris. No child in sight. The air felt thick. The camera caught shadows pulsating across the broken window panes. Suddenly, a figure, translucent, small, stood by the shoe, flicked away, gone. The video footage later showed nothing on the ground, no shoe at all, though the audio captured the sobbing, echoing. One student swears she saw something small, pale, press its hand on her shoulder, whisper, "Why won't you save me?" Oak Hill Psychiatric Hospital had been shuttered for years. Theater 7, used for experimental surgeries, was perhaps the darkest room inside. Paranormal investigators gained access one stormy night. The wind howled through broken windows. Rain dripped into the room. Operating tables rusted, scalpels and trays corroded. At midnight, the investigators heard the unmistakable click of surgical tools being stacked, the though nothing had moved. A tray slid across a table, scraping metal. One of them felt a cold breath on his neck. He turned. The room was empty, but the overhead surgical lamp swung wildly, casting a swinging shadow. From the corner, a figure clothed in an old surgical gown emerged. No face visible, just darkness where features should be. The figure lifted a scalpel. The investigator gasped. The figure dropped the tool. Silence. Then, a whisper so close behind him he couldn't escape it. "You caused this." The figure vanished. The group fled. The recording later revealed footsteps pacing around the operating table. Yet no footsteps had been heard live. Back in Fairview General, where door 13 still stands, Erin was convinced she couldn't stay scarred forever. She returned one midnight, alone. The corridor lights flickered. The walls seemed to breathe. She heard dragging footsteps, knew someone or something was following. She kept it moving, flashlight trembling, until she reached door 13. The whisper came again, louder. "Why do you lock me out?" She reached for the knob. Her hand trembled. With one push, the door swung open. Inside, she faced a grave, an old hospital cot with a porcelain doll sitting upright, eyes cracked, dress stained. The air turned freezing. She saw figures, silhouettes of past patients, children, nurses, old men, standing just beyond the edge of the flashlight's reach. They wanted something. She heard laughter, then sobbing, then silence. Erin dropped the flashlight, scrambled out. As she exited, she looked back. Door 13 looked new, untouched, but for the faintest whisper carried on the damp air. "Thank you for opening me." These halls are built on hope and horror, life and death. For every saved life, there was loss. For every room bathed in light, there are shadows dwelling in corners. What lingers when the living leave? Is it memory, grief, or something else restless, refusing to fade away? If you stand at the threshold of a hospital ward at 3 a.m. and hear footsteps behind you, would you freeze? Would you look back or run? Because sometimes the most terrifying thing isn't what you see, it's what you know might be there, waiting. If your skin crawled, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Share your story below. Have you ever felt something when no one was there? A whisper, a shadow, or a voice? Maybe your fear is the one we reveal next.